A very good evening, viewer. You're most welcome to the NILE cast on your West Nile television, where we give you the daily news bulletins of the day, every day from 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. My name's Okumaringa Christine. Before we dive into any of the stories, let's first have a look at the news making headlines today. In the headlines tonight, Moyo District Muslims urged to embrace government projects. Ochago Chiefdom gears up for the consecration of their chief. And all is set for the Koboko Conference of Leadership and Reconciliation with the chief guest, Chief Justice of Uganda, Honorable Justice Alphonse Owin Dolo. This and more in the NILEcast News Bulletin. It's the 11th of April 2024. You're most welcome to the NILEcast on your West Nile television. Now let us dive into some of the stories of the evening. During the Eid al-Fitr prayers at Nur Islamic Primary School in Moyo District, Muslims have been urged to embrace the parish development model and desist from joining wrong groups so as to improve on their household income, promote peace and security in the district. Okumu Dominic reports more.
The prayer, which marks the end of the Ramadan period among the Muslims, brought together hundreds of Muslim faithfuls within the district to pray and share the word from the Holy Book. Mr. Gore Goffin, the resident district commissioner Moyo, urged the Muslims to embrace the parish development model so as to improve on their household income and warned them to desist from joining wrong groups so as to avoid cases of insecurity in the district, saying the district has been peaceful all along, therefore urge the Muslims to promote peace if they want to realize development.
I also want to ask the Muslims to identify the existing government programs, especially PDM. They should take advantage of it. Muslims are business-oriented people. They should take advantage of the road infrastructure which is coming to the district to do business and connect with the countries surrounding us. We want to ask them to take advantage of this development. And I want to assure the Muslims that they are in Moyo district. I have not received any insecurity complaints about the Muslim community living in my district. So I want to ask them to continue to cooperate, resist any attempts to convince them into things which are subversive. My district has been very peaceful, and let them continue with that peace.
Honorable Anyama Williams, the chairman Local Council 5 Moyo District, urged the Muslims to focus on hard work and train their children to work hard so as to promote development, adding that for them to be able to achieve development, there is need to send all the children to school, saying the government has invested a lot of money in promoting education, which resulted in the establishment of Nur Islamic Primary School as a model school which the Muslims need to embrace.
That's the message I want to give Muslim community in Moyo and elsewhere is the culture of work. Because if we continue to be poor, then we shall not be able to afford our basic needs in our families. So I want to appeal to Muslim community to work very hard and to teach culture of work to the young people so that we grow up with the positive mindset on work. Secondly, many Muslim children are lagging behind in terms of education. I want to appeal to the Muslim community to spend the resources in educating their children.
Honorable Chandiga Caesar, the chairman Local Council 3 Moyo Town Council, urged the Muslims to venture into business, saying Muslims everywhere are known to be good at doing business, therefore they need to join business so as to improve on their household income. Mr. Jamal Abdul Nasser, a representative of the Uganda Muslim Supreme Council in Moyo, urged the Muslims to observe the teachings they got during the Ramadan period and avoid backsliding in their faith.
I want to urge Muslims, one, to honor what they had been learning, what they had been practicing. They should not go back to what they had been doing bad, because the Holy Quran has taught us, and we who are practicing, we should insist that we should not go back to what we had been doing bad. So let's have the celebration peacefully, and also the month, the years after to come, let's move slowly, let's move peacefully to the next Ramadan, to the next Eid celebrations without any distraction to humanity.
Mrs. Malis Zumra urged the Muslims to celebrate Eid al-Fitr with their brothers and sisters in different denominations and help the needy.
As they have written in Quran that when we are celebrating, we celebrate together with our fellow Christians. There are also some people who are not able to get money. They also join the day together so that they will not also feel that they are left out of place.
The Eid al-Fitr is the day that marks the end of the 30 days of mandatory fasting in the Islamic faith, during which every able-bodied Muslim is expected to fast and extend almsgiving to the needy so as to reconcile their relationship with their Creator. After the fasting, the Muslims are expected to avoid going back to doing wrong things which can make them to get contaminated again. I'm Dominic Anthony Okumu for West Nile TV, Nilecast.
And more in our stories. During the Eid al-Fitr celebration held in Adjumani Central Primary School playgrounds in Adjumani District, the district Qadi Sheikh Ramadan Dawoodi said that the feast of the Eid al-Fitr is one of the pillars of Islamic faith, categorized with fasting and other activities like sharing. Onzima Alan reports.
Muslim fraternities across the world celebrated the feast of Eid al-Fitr on Wednesday 10th April 2024 after 30 days of fasting. While preaching at the celebration held at Adjumani Central Primary School playground in Adjumani District, the district guard Sheikh Baiga Ramadan Dawoodi said the feast of Eid al-Fitr is one of the pillars in Islamic faith, categorized with fasting and other activities like sharing.
This Eid al-Fitr is one of the pillars of Islam. It's called Ramadan. The month of Ramadan is a whole month. Every year it happens. When people go for fasting, they will fast for 29, either 30 days. After finishing, and then they come to have Salah. That is the prayer for that Eid. It's a celebration. And that celebration is made after the fasting. So it has come this time, but this time, the month of Ramadan is every year in the Islamic calendar, the month of 9th. Whether it is in May, whether it is in August, it is in the month of Ramadan. So what we do is we fast, and then in the fasting we break, and then we come for prayer. In the prayer we go around and go. Children meet themselves. Muslims meet themselves. They go around and then they offer joy with the non-Muslims together. That is our character in Adjumani. Even when it comes to slaughtering, we at times even distribute it to non-Muslims. That is what the Prophet has said. You share it together.
Sheikh Yusuf Baraka, the Imam of Taqwa Mosque, Abirishako Village, Adjumani Town Council in Adjumani District, appeals to Muslims to always use these celebrations to glorify the names of Almighty Allah through doing good deeds to others.
Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. Therefore, my message now to all the Muslims. Number one is that as we are going to celebrate this day, let us avoid disobeying our Creator, because He has given us this day. Let us not say, since today is a big day, it is a day we need to celebrate, then we go and celebrate in our own ways. So let us avoid disobeying our Creator. Then secondly, today, as we are celebrating this day, also let us make it to be a day of, we are remembering Allah so much, not forgetting the orphan. We need also to be close to them, as it has been mentioned today in the sermon. Therefore, I pray that this day be a time where we are going to reflect, a time where we are going to build bonds between our family, our relatives, and our friends, and may also be a time where we are going to have compassion.
Among Stella, the manager Aragon Hotel Ajumani, also a Muslim believer, calls on all the believers to have faith since it makes it easy to go through the fasting season. She therefore appeals to all believers to continue with their faith even after Eid celebrations.
When you have the faith in Allah, the living Almighty God, it becomes very easy for one to fast. So I would like to pass my message to the brothers that this fasting should not end yesterday. Our faith in Christ or in Allah should end yesterday. We should continue with this faith. It's not only the 30 days that we use for fasting, but throughout our life, we must continue praying to Allah, praying to our Almighty, thanking Him, giving us the strength to pass all these days. So let's continue with this faith.
Eid al-Fitr is a day that is celebrated at the end of 30 days of fasting, which also marks the end to the holy month of Ramadan according to the Islamic faith. Peace Ushaki, Onjima Alan, West Nile Television, Nilecast.
And more in our stories, all is set for the consecration of Ronald Binega, the new chief of Ochego Chiefdom, scheduled for the 13th of April 2024 at the Palace in Tatasel, Tata Division, Nebi Municipality, with the chief guest, His Majesty Philip Rauni Ubemu III, the King of Kelarur Kingdom. Take a look.
With only 2 days to the official day of the consecration of Ronald Binega, the new chief of Oshego Chiefdom, members of the Central Organizing Committee say they are set for the function as preparations are in high gear. The official consecration ceremony is scheduled for 13th April 2024 at Tatasel, Tata Division, the municipality where the palace is located. Francis Wedunga, the chairperson Central Organizing Committee, while speaking to West Nile TV reporter on Wednesday 10th April 2024 at his office during the last preparatory meeting, said preparations are going well with the renovation of major cultural regalia, purchasing of the king's consecration robes, and sleeping arrangements for invited guests have been made, among others. Wedonga urges all communities in Nebi municipality to contribute generously towards the event.
For the enthronement of our chief, Ronald Jaljobi II, chief of Ochego, Chiefdom in Nebi. We are 90% prepared for the preparation. Just right now, we have just captured the chief with his prime minister and the brother and the wife. They are already in this building behind me, who you are seeing. This is where the cultural regalias and everything of the chief happen. This is where the Bila, the Kofogo, there are things I cannot really simply interpret in English. Otherwise, this building behind me is called Kofogo. And when you enter inside there, you will find a Bila. Those are the cultural regalias and the cultural requirements for the chiefdoms.
Charity Alurunga, who is in charge of protocol, says they have begun mobilizing other partners to contribute both material and financial support towards the event.
We are organizing this function and we are really well prepared. We have organized everything there. Right now we have started the occasion. Our chief already, we have taken him in the house where you're supposed to go and they trust him on matters pertaining to the chiefdom.
Ronald Binega was elected in October last year as the second chief of Ochego Chiefdom after the former chief William Opar, who was a caretaker of the chiefdom, handed over to the new chief Ronald Binega Jaljobi II. The king of Alur Kingdom, His Majesty Philip Rauni Ularke III, will be the chief guest on Saturday, 13th April 2024. Alfred Jawok, West Nile TV, Nilecast.
And more in our stories, preparations are underway for the Koboko Conference of Leadership and Reconciliation between West Nile, Acholi and Lango region. That is set to take place from the 13th to the 14th of April 2024 at Nyangilia Senior Secondary School Playgrounds in Koboko District, themed Unity in Diversity, Rebuilding Trust, Healing Wounds, with the chief guest, the Chief Justice of Uganda, Honorable Justice Alphonse Owin Dolo. Take a look. All is set for the Koboko Conference of Leadership and Reconciliation between West Nile, Acholi and Lango that is set to take place from the 13th to the 14th of April 2024 at Nyangilia's Secondary School grounds in Koboko District, themed Unity in Diversity, Rebuilding Trust, Healing Wounds, with the chief guest, the Chief Justice of Uganda, Honorable Justice Alphonse Owin Dolo. During the press conference that was held at Lesuba Hotel in Arua City, Right Reverend Alfred Olwa, the Bishop Ordinary of Lango Diocese, stated that the objective of this meeting is to confront the challenges that are faced in the region with a spirit of unity centered in a reconciliation that the Lord Jesus Christ brought for all Christians. Right Reverend Alfred Olwa further added that this meeting will provide a platform for dialogue, reflection and action in order to chart paths towards a brighter and harmonious future.
There is great anticipation which is amounting because of the Koboko promises, who will be a watershed moment in the quest for reconciliation, for unity and progress in our greater northern Uganda region. Under the esteemed patronage of Bishop Collins Andaku of Madi and West Nile Diocese, the committee represented here by me and these members whom you see, and others are out there, we would like to bring to the attention of everyone listening that this committee has worked very diligently to ensure success of this historic moment. Scheduled to take place on Friday, April the 12th, 2024, which will be the arrival of participants coming from Lango, from Acholi, coming from the greater West Nile region, and we will all gather here in the West Nile region. And we'll be bringing different voices with an expected attendance of at least up to 1,000 participants. Our venue is Nyangilia Secondary School, and that's where we will gather in Koboko. So among those people who are invited are selected cultural leaders, selected civic leaders, and representatives from local government, selected veterans, survivors of the wars that have passed, and Christian religious leaders and esteemed members of various faith communities. This extraordinary gathering is not a happenstance. Rather, it is meticulously organized by a dedicated team driven by a singular purpose, namely to foster understanding, collaboration, and healing in our past communities. And at the heart of the Koboko meeting, we seek to confront challenges that are facing our region with a spirit of unity and resolved, centered in the reconciliation that for us Christians, we believe the Lord Jesus Christ brought for us. And by providing a platform for dialogue, reflection, and action, the organizers hope to chart a path towards a brighter and a harmonious future. So we hope that through the plenary sessions, through the workshops, and interactive forums, participants will have the opportunity to engage with one another, share insights, and explore pathways towards harmonious coexistence. The Koboko meeting represents a beacon of hope amidst turbulent times, a testament of the resilience and determination of the people of Madi and West Nile, and truly the greater northern Uganda region. Together, I appeal to us to embark on this journey towards reconciliation and forgiveness, and attain peace and the renewal of a hope amidst us all.
Forgiveness and reconciliation takes time, and I think we cannot control it because it is a process, and because it is a process, the process has already started and we are moving on along the path.
Feru Andama Richard, the committee member for the Koboko Conference of Leadership and Reconciliation, urged the youth to embrace these reconciliation initiatives as a firm foundation being laid by the religious, cultural and political leaders.
The youth should actually embrace these kind of initiatives because it is on this firm foundation which the elders are laying, which our bishops and the religious are laying in northern Uganda, that the youth will build on and be able to pick leave and be able to be driven in the right direction.
A team from Kakwa tribe, together with the representatives of the Madi West Nile Diocese, began the reconciliation between the three regions on the 16th of February 2019 in a function where forgiveness and reconciliation was made between the Kakwa and Acholi for the grievances committed in the past. The Koboko Conference of Leadership and Reconciliation is expected to sow seeds of peace, understanding, and nurture a future where communities in the Greater West Nile, Acholi, and Lango regions can thrive together towards a brighter and harmonious future. Okumuringa Christine for West Nile Television, Nilecast. And more in our stories. During the Uganda Management Institute's stakeholders meeting on the conclusion of the research on the effectiveness of fighting corruption in Uganda anti-corruption agencies, which took place at the Nebi Resident District Commissioner's office, it was revealed that some districts like Nebi and Maracha are perceived to be most corrupt in the West Nile region. Alfred Jawok has more.
The Uganda Management Institute UMI has successfully concluded its research on effectiveness of anti-corruption agencies fighting corruption in Uganda. During the stakeholders meeting with the Nebi district leaders on Wednesday 10th April 2024 at Nebi RDC's office, Dr. Andrian Beine-Biabo, the senior lecturer Public and Governance School of Civil Public Management, revealed that some districts are perceived to be the most corrupt. Among them in West Nile region include Nebi and Maracha. He added that Koboko district has been named as the least corrupt district in Uganda.
2022, saying some districts are perceived to be the most corrupt because they are the most reported about. And among them, we have in West Nile, Nebi, where we are now. We've been to Maracha. We are now going to live, but we've been to Koboko. Koboko is among the least corrupt. So we also went to the least corrupt to get comparison. How are they seeing it and how is it in those perceived to be the most corrupt? We are now moving to Lango sub-region, we shall move to Teso sub-region, Bukedi, Bugisu, and then the Ankole part which has Iva and Mbarara, but we're also going to pick each and every other district that is seen not to be very corrupt. And after that we want to come up with a report and share with the top most people in the agencies that fight corruption, like the IGG, the Deputy IGG, the Auditor General, Police, DPP, and others, and also engage the Anti-Corruption Study Center of UMI Advisory Board to come up with recommendations and also to disseminate the findings. And after that, we shall publish a report both in the local and international media, and also publish an article about the effectiveness of the anti-corruption agencies in Uganda.
Beine-Biabo revealed that the research is based on facts finding to come up with a report present to the IGG, Auditor General and Police respectively.
But we've started with the local government, and the next study we may do effectiveness of anti-corruption agencies in central government, especially in ministries, departments and other agencies. That's the reason as a team we are here. And we are happy that the district leadership has been very cooperative. Maracha was cooperative, Koboko was cooperative, and we pray that wherever we go, these will be very cooperative as well. We are dealing with the political leadership, the RDC, the anti-corruption agencies. We've been interviewing the IGG office in Arua for West Nile, and we are dealing with the press media. We are dealing with also with the Interreligious Council. We are dealing with civil society organizations because the IG has taken the war to fight corruption to the people, and as they take the war to the people, we also following them to do research and find out.
Meanwhile, Robert Abak, Nebi resident district commissioner, in his closing remarks applauded Uganda Management Institute for their timely research on the district performances in Uganda. According to Abak, Nebi is performing well through accountability of public funds.
In the country and it hinders development, and the perpetrators are always connected. There's a chain, as I told you earlier. It needs concerted effort in really fighting corruption. I know we have deliberated on a lot, and our recommendations, I pray, form part of action for it. The major thing which I mentioned and I would like to repeat in my closing remarks is let us be proactive other than reactive. Because when we are proactive, we save money if something which is supposed to be used for investigation, other than being reactive, investigating, going to court, and it's also time wasting. We don't manage time well, especially when things normally go to court.
The research in West Nile region was successfully done in Maracha, Koboko, and Nebi district. Alfred Jawok, West Nile TV, Nile Cast.
A very good evening, viewers. You are most welcome for today's edition of NILE Sports News. My name is Oraku Benson Pastor. I know so many West Nilers, they will be expecting a lot from me as far as the ongoing zonal championship, the school ball games in Koboko is concerned. But before we get for the updates of that, I need to give you what transpired yesterday as we saw Ramadan period coming to an end. We saw so many celebrations all over the world, and in West Nile region, particularly in Arua City, there was a cup tournament final between Moves and the Cell called Ozua, where we saw Moves beating Ozua Cell by 3-1. That means they are the champions of this year's Eddie tournament in Arua City. Let's have the compiled story. Makerere University Business School Arua campus emerged as the champions of Arua City Eid tournament, which climaxed on Eid Day celebration. The tournament, which was organized by Uganda Muslim Supreme Council, saw the champions Moves Arua campus beating Ozua Cell by 3-1 in the final, played at Barufa Playing Ground. Gibson Adino, the head coach of Moves, expressed his happiness after winning the gong.
Every team that we faced was always a very strong opponent. So happy that the players what we need to come here and do something great for this. But at the end of the day, it's up to them. They are focused. Everything we planned from day one has happened today.
Minala Rashid, the team captain of the team who scored 2 goals, says he's happy and dedicated the best for his family.
Thanks goes to my teammates and the coaches for the time they have given me and choosing me to be the captain of the team. And I will not leave the Almighty who has equally protected us, guide us through injuries all this while. And I would like to dedicate my 2 goals to my wife and my son.
Wakuramandan, the vice chairman of the tournament, highlights the public about the tournament and how awardings were done.
The winner for this year's tournament is MOOPS, Makerere University Business School, having beaten Oslo FC 3-1. We are going to give them a bull, a very big bull. And then for the runners-up, the loser, we are giving them a very big goat. Actually, it is also right there. For the rest of the players, we have a lot of medals. We have bought this year about 54 models. Everyone is going with a medal. This tournament has been successful with the fans, the teams, and understanding sports as a unifying factor. We've never had the security around to guard, to protect. We have been protecting ourselves. The players, the fans understand football the way they view it in Europe. I am happy. Whatever we watch, we have practically done it here.
Toha Abdul, the Secretary for Education and Sports, Aure Muslim community, says this tournament happens yearly to unite people.
The Office of District Qadi is entirely responsible for organizing this tournament. The Department of Education has a very special committee, a committee of games and sports. So this is their task which we assigned them to do. Generally, the funding that is used for organizing this tournament comes from the Muslim community. And not only the Muslim community and well-wishers out there. It does not tribe limits and so on. People come together to play the tournament.
Honorable Atima Jackson Butili, the Member of Parliament Aure Central Division, thanks the organizers and the participants of the tournament as he promised to add another bull for the champions and also promised to coordinate with the district card for this kind of tournaments.
I want to pledge that we will continue to coordinate with the office of the district card and have this grown into greater heights. MOOPS team that I've also won here, I will add another 1 bull on this so that we come and talk together. I also want to take the opportunity to thank the other team, Elgonia Football Club and the Masters of Kings and the Bolts for reaching that level. And those who did not reach the same finals, you all tried your best. I want to thank you so much.
Aure City Eid Cup is organized yearly in Ramadan period by Aure Muslim District to bring youth together to celebrate the period. Orak Benson Pastore, Farsi Majid, West Nile Television, Nile Sports News. Away from that story of Aure City, but also related, in Moyo, the Eid tournament also came to an end, and it went in favor of Tipalori after beating Moyo Star Football Club by 4-3 in the penalty shootout, and we saw the normal time ending in a draw. Let's also have detailed information about that particular encounter.
Tipalori Football Club advanced to the finals after beating Moyo Technical Institute 3-2 in the penalties after playing 1-1 draw in the 90th minute in a semi-final played at Moyo Army Primary School playgrounds, while Moyo Star beat Congo FC 2-1 in the semi-finals played at Chele Stadium. Mr. Sijali Ramadan, the assistant coach of Tipalori Football Club after the finals, couldn't hide his joy and excitement, saying he is very happy to have won the cup, though the game had been with a lot of irregularities. When asked on what next for the team, he said he expects the team to win more trophies in the near future.
I'm so happy to win about this game. There's a lot of whatever, but I can't talk much.
What is your name again?
Ramadan Sijal.
Now what is next for this team? What do you expect?
We need to win more and more.
Mr. Basir Asraf, the coach of Moyo Star High, said it had been a very good game, though the boys failed to take up their chances, but hopes for immediate improvement in the future.
The game was so nice, but our players utilize the chances, but that's the law of the game. And I hope next time will be better.
Honorable Anyama Williams, the chairman local council 5 Moyo, who organized and sponsored the tournament, said the tournament is for talent identification and it will be an annual event in the district. He, however, appealed to the public to sponsor and support the event so as to make it grow.
It has been a very successful event. I organized and sponsored this event as part of talent identification and talent promotion, and also as a package to boost the celebration of Eid Day. And this is not just one-off, it is going to be annual. We launched this activity in the year 2022. Last year, due to some few challenges, we were unable to have it. But we have agreed with the leadership of the Muslim community that this activity will continue to grow. Even next year we shall have it. It is is annual activity, and it will continue to grow bigger and bigger. I'm calling upon sponsors, companies to come to support this, because we want to make this Eid a very serious program. Next year possibly we can even think of inviting the Minister of Sports to preside over the Eid Cup and the leadership from Uganda Muslim Supreme Council Kampala.
The Eid Cup attracted 6 teams mainly within Moyo Town Council. Out of the 6 teams, 3 of them are schools, while the other 3 are local teams within the district. The tournament is aimed at fostering unity and promotion of talent in the district. I'm Dominic Anthony Okumu for West Nile TV, Nilecast Sports.
That's all with the Eid Cup from the different districts we have in West Nile region. Let's still keep our tab with what is happening within the region of West Nile. This time, let's report something about what is happening in the zonal championship from Koboko as far as West Nile schools are confirmed, as well as West Nile schools are concerned. I can confirm to you some schools from Arua City, they have already qualified. Others, they have failed to qualify. Let's start with the schools that have already sealed the ticket to the round of 16. Mvara Senior Secondary School, the winners at the city level are one of them that have sealed the ticket to the round of 16. Not forgetting about Arua Senior Secondary School, the defending champions, they have also qualified for the round of 16. From the girls football, we also have got Mvara Senior Secondary School, they have also qualified to the round of 16. Not forgetting about the champions at the city level, Ediofe Girls Senior Secondary School, they have also sealed the ticket. And the schools that have that have failed to qualify from Arua City, we have got Niva High, formerly known as Nile High. They have already been knocked out of the tournament. Not forgetting about Muni. Surprisingly, Muni Girls Senior Secondary School, they are also out of the tournament. And this one takes us to what is transpired national. It's all about Stanbic Uganda Cup. One game was played yesterday. Even there was a game between NEC and the team of Police. Police, last season, they went up to the finals and they were beaten by Vipers. This time, they have been knocked out in the quarterfinals after losing by 2-0 into the hands of NEC. West Nile Stars, they signed that particular encounter, as we saw 2 goals coming from Rothomio Abankro, and then the other one coming from former midfielder of Arua Hill Sports Club. I'm talking about Wahab Gaddafi, and we also saw Okotsa also involving himself in one of the goals. And let's now go to Europe and we talk about European night. European night is all about UEFA Champions League, Europa Conference, and not forgetting about UEFA Europa League. But let's start it with UEFA Champions League, whereby yesterday 2 games were played in the first leg of the round of 8 in the UEFA Champions League. There was a game between Atletico Madrid and the team of Borussia Dortmund. Atletico Madrid was able to maintain Wanda Metropolitan after beating Dortmund by 2-1. Next task for them will be an away trip to Signal Iduna Park in Germany. And on the other side, Barcelona went away to Principality, the Princess, and we saw Barcelona edging out Paris Saint-Germain by 3-2. That's why I continue to say in Champions League, pedigree, history sometimes works better than form. That's what I can say about UEFA Champions League. Then on Tuesday, Manchester City playing out a 3-3 tie with the team of Real Madrid. On the other side, we saw Barcelona tying out the Gunners into a 2-2 tie. and UEFA Europa League is also bouncing back tonight, and it's also the first leg of the quarterfinals of the tournament. And Liverpool, remember, will be staying at Anfield as they take on Atalanta. Atalanta is a team that comes from Italian Serie A, and there will be a game between AS Milan and the team of AS Roma. The two Italian outfits will be battling it between themselves, and expect a game between Soccer Lisboa Benfica that comes from Portugal as they battle it out with Olympique de Marseille that comes from France. And this game will be taking place at Estadio da Luz, and there will be a game between Bayer Leverkusen and the team of West Ham. West Ham is taking a trip away to Germany to take on Bayer Leverkusen. A secret, one or two secrets behind this encounter: Bayer Leverkusen is still unbeaten in all the competitions. In the domestic league, they are still unbeaten, and also in UEFA Europa League, they are still unbeaten. They were closely beaten by Karabakh, but they had to overturn it to see that they played a draw. And West Ham, in the round of 16, they were pitted against Stuttgart. They were able to beat Stuttgart this time again against a team that comes from Germany. We are waiting to see. Remember, in the previous season, they were also beaten by Eintracht Frankfurt that comes from German Bundesliga. We are waiting to see in this round if the Hammers will be in position to proceed through, or else it will again go into the hands of Bayer Leverkusen to see that they still keep it unbeaten. What about in Europa Conference? Aston Villa, remember, they were pitted against a team that comes from French League One. I'm talking about Lille, not Lille, it's called Lille, and they are staying at home at Villa Park. And Club Brugge of Belgium will be taking on PAOK Thessalonica that comes from Greece Super League, and there will be a game between Victoria Plzen that comes from Czech as they welcome Fiorentina that comes from Italy, and also expect a huge encounter between Olympiacos Pirou that comes from Greece as they will be saying hi to Fenerbahce. And these are the things I can give you as far as European night is concerned. And let's finalize everything with what is happening in the second tier of English football. I am talking about English Championship. The battle for the top three is still on. It's very, very interesting. The way it's happening in English Premier League is the way it's happening in Championship. Of course, the viewers will want to know how the likes of Leicester City, Ipswich Town, my team from Championship, how the likes of Swansea City, Southampton, Leeds are performing. But before I give you the highlights of the table standing, let's first take a look at the recent games that have been played in Championship. On Tuesday, there was a game between Millwall and the team of Leicester. Millwall managed to edge out Leicester by 1-0. Meanwhile, newly promoted side called Plymouth Argyle, we are able to draw with Queen's Park Rangers. It ended 1-1. And Preston North End ran riot over Huddersfield Town, demolishing them by 4-1. And we saw Norwich sharing the spoil with Sheffield Wednesday, and the game ended 2-2. And Southampton managed to beat Coventry at St Mary's Park by 2-1. And Leeds playing out a barren draw with Sunderland. And also on Wednesday, there was a game. Yesterday was Wednesday. There was a game between Birmingham and the team of Cardiff. That game ended 1-1. Bristol City got the best of it over Blackburn, demolishing them by 5-0. And Hull had to settle for a 2-2 draw with Middlesbrough. And we saw Watford playing out a barren draw with the team of Ipswich Town. And Swansea at the Liberty Stadium, we are 3-0 winners over Stoke City. And lastly, West Brom, we are able to beat Rotherham by 2-0. I did promise I will be giving you the highlights of how the table is looking like in Championship. On top right now is the team of Leicester City. After 42 games, they have 88 points, followed keenly by the team of Ipswich Town. They also have 88 points. It's only the goal difference which is separating the two sides. Third on the log is the team of Leeds. They are having something of 87 points, and we are only left with 4 rounds for the Championship to come to an end. Let's watch the space closely. I am out of the studio. Let's link up again tomorrow.
Thank you, Rako Benson Pastore, for that sports news and that sports highlight. And that VR marks the end of the Nilecast on West Nile Television. Thank you always, viewers, for taking the time to be with us from the beginning of the NILEcast to the end of the NILEcast only on West Nile Television. Please stay tuned to the rest of the subsequent programs that may follow. My name is Okumaringa Christine. Have a good evening.